thank you all for joining us for the next 2 days. My name's Fouché. I'm the Director of Economic Research Southern Africa. So just to say welcome, basically 3 main points I want to make is urban economics is a big deal and important. Urban economics in South Africa, there's a bit of a South African focus to my knowledge, so that comes through. Urban economics in South Africa is really important, and it's being recognized internationally. And urban economics is important, and it's been recognized among policymakers in South Africa, or urban areas at least more broadly. I don't think they necessarily think in terms of economics. So we started a urban economics research, we being Economic Research Southern Africa, started a research program in 2023, I think actually quite a couple of months before I even started at ERSA. Great project started specifically on urban economics. Produced a bunch of working papers, still in process, some of them. We had a conferencing and we had some internal workshops. And it was also on the back of this that we built this relationship with the IGC and the World Bank around the Urbanization and Poverty Conference, which is why we'd be able to do this collaboratively. But we produced a bunch of research in this space, a bunch of policy papers. They're more forthcoming. Professor Turek and Justin Versace, who you'll meet later today, they've produced a very, very interesting working paper that we'll be publishing in the next day or two. So that's really, really interesting. A lot of interesting quotes around this space. The OECD Economic Survey came out this week. What's today? Monday. Last week, Thursday. Big section on urban and spatial policy within South Africa and how big of an impact that has on our economic growth. So certainly being recognized in there. World Bank Driving Inclusive Growth Report, which came out last year sometime towards the end, or maybe the beginning of this year, maybe rather. Also a big section on urban economics, the problem with spatial planning and the access to jobs, and the transport and the cost of transport and all the inner workings of an urban economy and how it's not working in a lot of our cities and how important this is really coming out as a constraint to South African growth in all the reports that are being written right now. And this is why, now admittedly a lot of these are really just governance issues, as we all know. It all fits together in a nice little puzzle piece. Water not working, service delivery, roads falling apart, all these types of things. I don't think news media is necessarily savvy enough to also understand what big of an issue the transport is to our workers and worker access. So that also comes through quite clearly. But as I said, it is being recognized, and it is certainly recognized within our policymaker space. Operation Vulindlela, which is the big structural reform program of National Treasury, has had a lot of success in phase 1. Phase 2, they have specifically increased their focus on, or not increased, established a focus on our urban spaces, specifically around the governance issues, but also around the spatial problems that we see in our cities. So it is going to get a very, very strong priority within structural reform programs within the government of South Africa at least. I imagine all of this is quite transferable to a lot of other African countries. So it is obviously a big deal. Okay, so that's as far as I'll go in terms of technical, because quite honestly, this isn't my area of expertise. I just want to welcome everyone. I want to say thank you to the IGC, to Vicky and Juliana and Oliver who helped us organize this, to Harris Seelid from the World Bank, for Claudine from Economic Research Southern Africa, who you guys have all been in contact with, Professor Ivan Turek, and then obviously the University of Cape Town, who has offered us this venue free of charge, which we are very thankful for. Yeah, sure. And then also just thank you to the speakers. You all know them, I'm sure. If you don't, go look them up. They are more important than we are in the nicest way possible. So thank you to all of them as well.